Hi, AP Theory students. It is the weekend of October 10th. It's Sunday. And I thought I would get a video out to you a little sooner than I have. But anyway, here it is. So we're going to start working on our first two sight singing assignments, and they're going to be due this Wednesday. So you only have a few days. We have been practicing in class and going through this material in class. So I think that it's very doable, but I want to go through it with you so you have a reference recording. A couple things that are going to make this a lot easier for you. Uh, there's a sort of an order of operations or operation that you can go through. So establish your key center. That means find a major or minor scale these examples. It's a major that fits in your voice well. So don't start too high up, but just find a comfortable scale. Typically, A major works well. So somewhere down in this range. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That might be a little lower than A major, but I just found somewhere that works in my voice easily. You also want to establish a steady beat. You can use a metronome for that if you'd like, but just establish a steady beat that is consistent that you can reference as you're singing your example. And you can, put it in your foot and tap along, whatever works best for you. Practice singing some of the intervals that you may encounter in the example, and also sing through the scale like I did. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this. So in the assignment, I've asked you to sing one from the bass clef side and one from the treble clef side. So I'm going to pull up this one here first. So this is the bass clef section, and all three of these are in C major, right? And we've put the solfege underneath and we put the counting on top. So if we establish a steady beat, we see the counting we can reference just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, hold for 4 counts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, hold for 4 counts because it's a whole note, and so forth. And then we also see our solfege. I think singing these on solfege is really important. In fact, I know it is because I've been doing this long enough to realize that it really helps get you into a place where you can reference pitch and scale degrees. As you get more and more comfortable with this, you are welcome to use a neutral syllable like ta or la or whatever you'd like. But for now, use solfege and sing on solfege. So in your recordings, please do that. The first one here, 4/4 time, common time, just straight quarter notes and whole notes. So it's probably the easiest one. And then you see the dotted quarter rhythm here, which is a little more difficult because you're moving on the and of the pulse. And then on the third example is probably the most challenging. So I'm going to go ahead and do these here. So I'm back to that scale. I think I'll be in the same do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do. I'm up a little bit from where I was before, but that's okay. As long as I begin on the same pitch and end on the same pitch, we're good to go. So here's my tempo. I've established do, my key center, do, and I sing along. Here we go. Ready and support. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, mi, do, re. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, do, re, do. You can hear that this is sort of 2-bar phrases. You can see it. Make sure you get a good breath. They're not going to count you down for taking a breath on the last part of the whole note and then starting the next phrase on one. Just they want to notice that you're holding for full value, but of course we need to breathe. Okay, I'm going to keep the same do here. Do. Now I'm going to reference some of everything here is pretty much stepwise motion. Do, so, there's that interval there of the perfect fourth. It's a perfect fifth if it was do up to so, but remember, it's the opposite on the way down. Do, here we go, 3.24. Do, re, mi, re, mi, fa, sol. La, ti, do, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, I established the steady beat again. I established my key center and I sang through it. This is probably the hardest of the three. It starts on beat 4. The last 3 beats are here, or the last measure has 3 beats in it. There's beat 4 there. Set up that way. So I'm going to count for 3 and then I'm going to come in on 4. 4 and 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1. Just make sure you're internalizing that pulse. Do, do. There's that octave, right? So some of my intervals here, do, mi, so, that's right out of the 1 chord. Do, mi, so, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Perfect. Octave, ti, ti, la, la, so. Okay, I'm just kind of checking and getting my ear right. 2, 3. Do, mi, so, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Do, ti, ti, la, la, so. So, do, ti, ti, la, so, fa, mi, so, fa, mi. And I've messed up. Do, so, fa, mi, re, do. It's upsetting when you mess up, but the key is to just do it again, right? So somehow I missed do, ti, ti, la, so, fa, mi, so, fa, mi. That was the part, so tonal memory. So, fa, mi, re, do. So just remember, everybody makes mistakes and we're all having to just kind of really get better at this by being willing to do so, right? So I could have shut down and said, I'm sorry, and done all of those things. And that's typical, but just try it again and work through it. Okay, so all you have to do is pick one of these 3. And so whatever works best for you is fine with me, but you want to practice them all because that's how you're going to get better at this. All right, let's go ahead and look at the ones on the treble clef side. Once again, I've put the key center. I've written in the solfege and the counting. The first one's in C, the second one's in B flat major because it ends on B flat and begins on B flat, and it's got 2 flats. You see D major here, and then the last one's in A major. We sang this in class and we sang it up in the tonal center of A major, which brought us up a little bit higher in our voice than we wanted to. So you don't have to do that. Just pick your do and sing it, right? You can sing it in a key center that's comfortable for you, but you are saying that you realize it's in A major, right? Okay. So we can still use that same one. I'll just go ahead and do a couple here and then we'll be done. And then you pick one from each side to do and submit your recordings on Canvas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, so, mi, do. Do, ti, la, so, do, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Yeah, and use the Kerwin signs too. They're good for you and they help set that pitch in the right place. So I'm going to sing it in the same key, but we see that it's in B flat. I'm going to come in on beat 3. Okay, 1, 2. Do, mi, so, do, mi, so, do, so, fa, mi, re, do. D major, coming in on beat 4. 1, 2, 3. Do, mi, re, do. Do, re, mi. So, mi. Mi, so, mi, do. Do, mi, so, mi, re, do. Hold for full value. Almost done. Here we go. Last one. Intervals here are a little bit more tricky, but not too bad. Do, so. So I'm going to sing so below do, which is pretty low. You know, you could switch keys here, but I think I can do it in this key. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, so, do. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, do, mi, re, mi, fa, mi, re, mi, do, so, mi, re, mi, fa, mi, re, mi, do, ti, do. And that's it. Okay, I suppose you're asking yourself, why do we have to do this sight singing and why is it so important? Well, what it really has to do with is just musicianship, being able to sight sing or hear pitches when you see music and be able to put yourself in the key center and understand the relationships between notes in a key. You're demonstrating your ability and your musicianship, right? No matter if you're a guitar player or a piano player or a saxophone player or a percussionist, to be able to realize pitch on a piece of paper and understand it in its relationship in a key is a very important skill when it comes to musicianship, right? So that's the purpose here. And so we're all in different places with this, but work it. So pick one of these to sing and pick one from the other side, the bass clef side to sing. Submit them both to this Canvas assignment here. And I put that you can, upload the file or a media recording. So you could record it on a Google Drive and share that with me that way too. Okay? Good job, you guys. Thanks for being courageous.